What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. Got something very interesting today. This is for all you calories in, calories out wingnut freaks who say a calorie is a calorie and it doesn't matter. There's actually a study done, and I'm not going to go through my computer and fucking look for it. It was sent to me. The link was sent to me, where scientists decided that calorie per calorie, carbohydrates and protein are the same, 4 calories per gram. So they decided, let's say, for instance, 100 grams of protein, 100 grams of carbohydrates, and we're going to take 50 grams of those carbohydrates out and add 50 grams of protein. Then what we're going to do is go back to 100 and 100, and we take 50 grams of protein out, add 50 grams of carbohydrates, so that it basically exchanges carbohydrates for protein. Now, technically, calorie-wise, you shouldn't put on any fat because of the fact that the calories have not changed, even though one of them you're eating more carbs than protein, the other one you're eating more protein than carbs. Here's the interesting thing. At the end of the study, they found that when they pulled the protein and added carbohydrates, which kept the calorie level the same, people gained more fat. Not more fat, they gained fat. And when they pulled the carbs and added more protein, keeping the calories the same, they lost fat. Or they said weight, but anyways, fat. And they did use complex carbohydrates, sugar carbohydrates. They used different kinds of carbohydrates. And they found that essentially, this is not the first fucking thing that's been out there. Like, this is not going to be the last. A calorie is not a calorie, period. A calorie is a calorie when you're 450 fucking pounds and you're on that show, My 600-Pound Life. Then a calorie is a calorie, okay? They didn't give a fuck. Like, you can eat fucking cheeseburgers as long as you're under a certain amount of fucking calories. And I saw a post the other day. It was on one of my things, and it was like, the guy was, and of course, there's no avatar, so he's either some fat fuck with fucking greasy hair with 3 hairs growing out of his chin, or he's some fucking boned out fucking dude with glasses with the tape in the middle and 2 buck teeth. That's who he is. It's one of those two things. And he says, calories are all that matters. I can eat 3 Big Mac extra value meals, which total 1,600 calories for the day, which I think that fucking 3 Big Mac extra value meals has more than 1,600 calories. And I would not gain fat. Really? I would like to see you try that, because Morgan Spurlock fucked himself up with McDonald's, as well as other people that there are bodybuilders out there eating more calories than those guys were eating and never had the fucking health marker problems that these guys had. You will fuck yourself up eating the wrong foods, period. There's no doubt about it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And, you know, this is just one study that's come out, and it's not so far-fetched to say, shit, there has to be distribution of certain proteins, carbs, and fats. Bodybuilders, well, actually, I shouldn't say bodybuilders. I should say advanced bodybuilders, because some of you watching this right now are not advanced and you don't know. Some of you other people think you know because you've read something on a forum, because all of a sudden it must be true because it's online. And some of you are just so dumb that you dumb it down to a calorie is a calorie. But you never fucking change. You never grow, you never shrink, you never fucking do anything. You look the same. So basically, I don't know what you're doing, but you're not progressing in either direction. So why the fuck would I listen to you? You're not getting anybody to progress. You're not progressing yourself. What the fuck? Why should we listen to you again? Okay, when there are actual studies, okay? You say, you can't fucking break science, Gary. Science is where it's at. You can't fucking deny science. Well, there's science right there. They're scientists. They're fucking doctors, and they're replacing proteins with fucking carbohydrates and saying people get fat on the same amount of calories. Now, because I've actually had people tell me the thermic effect of food. Carbohydrates have a higher thermic effect of food than protein. I've actually had people tell me that, which is not true. Protein has a higher thermic effect than carbohydrates do. Okay? It raises metabolism higher than carbohydrates do. Now, would it make sense that if you took, and people all the time, Jerry, you need your carbs. Jerry, you need your carbs. But Jerry, how do you get so shredded so fast? Because I adjust my carbohydrates. I set my fats to where my essential fatty acids are. I don't eat fucking beef and stuff with saturated fat, because a fat is not a fat as far as I'm concerned, and I think I've proved that over and over again. You can argue all you want, but that's fine. A carb is not a carb, and I've proved that over and over again. And protein, I'll agree that proteins are very similar, but it's good to combine proteins so that different amino acid profiles in different proteins can be arranged for muscle tissue. There is no, unless you're eating muscle tissue, which if you're eating human muscle tissue, you're fucked up. But it's a whole nother story. But if you're eating beef, which is the closest thing to muscle tissue amino acid profile-wise, you ever notice how people eat beef grow faster? They say, oh, I grew really good in the off-season because I ate a lot of beef. That's why. Okay, so when you break it right down to it, a protein's not a protein, a carb's not a carb, and a fat's not a fat. They all do different things. Do they all have their places? Yes, every single one of them have their places in someone's diet, depending on the individual. Really big fat people should not be eating sugar. I don't give a shit what anybody says. And really skinny people don't have to eat fucking tons of complex carbohydrates. They can eat the sugar. So I guess it depends on the individual, but now, they're coming out with studies saying, well, shit, the original studies that calorie per calorie and just a calorie is wrong. That's not true based on what we've seen here. It's kind of turn things on its ear a little bit as far as the scientific community. You're going to have people that argue, come back and say, well, obviously your protein needs to be set. Well, no shit. So your protein needs to be set to maintain muscle mass and keep your metabolism going. Your essential fatty acids need to be set to digest fat-soluble vitamins and produce hormones. So what's left? Carbohydrate manipulation. And that's pretty much the key to why a lot of people don't get lean. biosretraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biosretraining.com is a blog. All calories are not created equal. Bicep, and we're out.